How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Mojo Group. Mike here. Today we're going to talk about how much it costs to fix my airplane, which I posted an update very recently. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. A couple of months ago, back in July, my airplane, which was a show plane at Oshkosh, was damaged by the storm. Mostly we had a nice dent on the left side on the fuselage, and then also I had some crack on the as part of the elevator covers. I lost one of my antennas, which had to be replaced. So altogether I had, I would say, about 3 to 4 different parts of the airplane that needed to be fixed and replaced. It was definitely a new experience for me, and honestly I would not wish this on anyone, whether you own an airplane or not, because the bill that I received for this repairs was pretty fat, just a little over $15,000 to fix all of those things. I'm gonna break down in this video those costs, but also I tried to get some technical information on the process of actually repairing the parts. So if you're familiar with the Sling TSi, for example, you know that it's mostly built out of aluminum, and then you have some fiberglass. I'll give an example. The main part, the fuselage that was dented out, that's aluminum. If you know anything about how those are repaired, you can have a better idea. I did reach out to the repair station in Carlos, to be more specific, because he's the one who helped with the fixes and also with the painting of the airplane. He was the original painter for the airplane, but I wasn't able to get any concrete information just yet. Maybe we'll make another video on that. But that said, aluminum and fiberglass had to be fixed and or replaced for all of this to work together. Now I'm gonna talk about the numbers. As I said, the total bill for this repair was just over $15,000. Now I don't know about you, but $15,000 can set anybody back, especially if this is just something you didn't expect. To be honest, this is just part of airplane ownership, and it's something that I've obviously displayed in terms of the lifestyle on this channel, but also encouraged. But I would not lie that it can get expensive to either own your own airplane and or even if you rent, which is the main reason why we created Air Mojo. When life happens like this, you don't have to bear the cost alone. If you own an aircraft, there's a specific amount that you would have to spend on that airplane every single year, whether you fly it or not, and 95% of the time you're actually not flying that airplane. So the model we have on Air Mojo is that we match your airplane with other pilots, basically help you share the cost of owning and operating that airplane, and everybody's happy. People who get access to your airplane, they're able to fly for a lot more affordable price. And for you, when your annual comes up, when Mother Nature happens like it did for me, and you have a big check that you have to write, some of the money you're able to generate from leasing to other pilots, you're able to pay down the cost of owning your airplane. So make sure you check out airmojo.io if you're looking to either rent, lease an airplane, or if you currently own an aircraft and you're looking to share the cost of ownership. Back to my expenses. Total cost, 15 grand. It's mainly 3 or 4 items that were on the invoice, and it's basically parts that needed to be replaced, parts that needed to be fixed. You had painting, and then you have and equipment. And then also, if you say, for example, if you need a ferry pilot to help you fly the airplane or deliver it to you, there's a cost to that as well. Now here's the good news with my situation. I have insurance on my aircraft. Now insurance, which we've talked about in depth on this channel, it is not legally required. It really isn't. Like, unlike a car or a house, you're not required to have insurance, but it just makes all the financial sense in the world for you to have one, even if you have a ton of money in the account. The cost of insuring an airplane, I don't care what you fly, over the last 3 years, it's just shut up. For me, it more than doubled. Literally from the year 2019 to 2020, my premium doubled. And then 2021, I did get a nice relief on my premium. So I saved about 30% on the total premium in 2021, and that was because I was able to build more time in that particular airplane. Now come another 2 months from now, 2 to 3 months from now, I will need to renew my insurance premium again, which my hope is that that cost will go down, but I honestly don't know how an event like this would increase my premium. Fingers crossed. If it does, I will let you know. If it doesn't, I will also let you know. So these are some of the things you think about. So even though the cost of insurance is pretty high up there, when an event like this happens, you don't necessarily have to take $15,000 out of pocket. For the pilots and owners who don't have insurance on their airplane and they're self-insured, you will have to take that money out of your pocket. Whereas if you insure that airplane or that asset, then you can file a claim through your insurance and hopefully get a check from your insurance. Now, obviously, if you have deductibles and whatnot, which I did, they're gonna take that out. Whichever shop that you work with, what generally happens is once you file a claim, deal with the insurance company on one end, and then also deal with a repair shop on another end, which was my case. I'm sort of playing the middleman. Once you get your invoice or you get an estimate of what the repairs would be, you make sure you also communicate that with your insurance. At the end of the day, it worked out for me. I was able to secure a repair shop, made sure I communicated all that's happening with my insurance company, and when I got the final invoice for the repairs, I also communicated with the insurance company. They do their own thing on their end, and then they stroke you a check. So they will generally send the check to you, their client, and then you would sort out the payments with your repair shop. It's generally how it works for most insurance claims, even in a car accident or whatever have you. So it's no different in the private aviation world. I was able to get a check from my insurance company and then send to the repair shop. Now, once I get back in the air, I'll be able to see what was done. Now, physically, I was able to inspect the airplane and everything looks really good. It looks just as new. And my hope is that flying the airplane, there will be no difference. We have flown the airplane since it was repaired, and everything seemed to be working just fine. But I wanted to make this video, to share the cost, because I want to be as transparent as possible on the channel, but also share some just information as to what the process was like, and then also encourage you to insure your airplane for one. And if you own an airplane, it makes sense to share it. It really does. Whether you have all the money in the world or not, it makes sense to share with other pilots. Share your ownership costs, repair costs, and also the cost to operate that airplane. It's also going to make it more affordable for those who need access to an airplane and don't necessarily have the money to purchase one themselves and or deal with all the fixed overhead cost that comes with owning an airplane. And AirMojo solves that problem completely for you. So make sure you check it out. And if you've experienced going through an insurance claim with your airplane, I would love to know in the comments below. So make sure you comment. And also, if you have any questions or feedback with airmojo.io, make sure you leave in the comments below as well. Thank you all so much for watching and spending time with me. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, put that notification bell, just hit it for me so you get notified when I put out a new video. And stay tuned for more flying videos coming up. 2023 is going to be pretty big. We've got just some amazing things happening in the background with our dealership, and also now opening a Part 141 flight school. I'm going to update you guys on that as well. More happening, more airplanes to be flying, and more airplanes were actually picked up in the last few weeks. So make sure you stay tuned, guys. Consider becoming a paid subscriber on the channel. It really goes a long way. Thank you for those of you who have been supporting, and I will catch you all on the next video. Peace.